Ladies and gentlemen, there are multiple things that make a chess game great. One can be the game accuracy. For example, if you play the chess game at like 95% accuracy, someone can say, hey, that was a really great game by you. That was a good game by you. Another thing can be the game rating. For example, if you played at a game rating of maybe like 2500, someone can say, oh my god, you're very good at chess. Oh my god, that was a very great game. Another thing can be the amount of brilliant moves you have in your chess game. For example, if you played maybe a brilliant move or even two in your chess game, you can call that a great game. And the most important of all is not making any mistakes. For example, if I played a game but I did not make any mistakes, I did not make any blunders, but somebody else played a chess game where they made multiple blunders and maybe like two brilliant moves, my game can still be called better because I did not make any blunders. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because today is a very wonderful day because I played my best chess game probably ever. Now, this game is my best chess game because, first of all, I did not make any mistakes in that game. I did not make any mistakes. Every move was either the best move or an excellent move. And another thing, I had a brilliant move in this chess game. Although I have had other games where I've had multiple brilliant moves, this one I did not make any mistake. That's the difference. And also, I played at my highest game rating at 2050 ELO game rating. So today we are gonna be reviewing that game. So I was black, of course. I mean, not of course. There is a 50-50% chance. So I was playing black, and my opponent was playing with white. So this game was very short, cause yeah, it was just so beautiful. It was a very beautiful game. So my opponent started with d4. Now you all know me. I hate d4 openings. I really hate them. First of all, playing d4 against me is like just telling me, hey, you're gonna lose. Because first of all, I never study d4 openings. I always study e4 openings because I only play e4 openings. So when my opponent plays d4, usually I don't know what to do. But today I just decided, let's just copy everything. So we developed the knight. I first developed my knight. Then after this, usually I really hate this bishop right there. I really hate when my opponent plants the bishop right there. And as you can see, my opponent is going for like the London setup. So for example, if I play this, then my opponent will have the London setup, which I do not want to play against. So obviously I want to trade off the bishops because I really don't like the bishops. And since my opponent is playing the London system, if I can get that bishop out of the game, then that means that his setup won't be the real London system. So my opponent let me trade off the bishops. Obviously, I traded them off. Then we continued to play chess. Then usually I delay castling a bit, not because it's recommended. You should always castle before you do anything in a chess game. The reason I delay castling personally is because I want to first see the setup my opponent is trying to get. Like for example, now if I just castle this side, my opponent has an open rook file. All his army, all his pieces are going to swing in really easy. He can literally just put a king right there, and all his pieces can start attacking me. Though that's an inaccuracy, but yeah. So you best get what I'm saying. I delay castling because I want to first see my opponent's setup and if I should castle the opposite direction or if I'm good to go. So as you can see, I first delayed castling a bit. I got that knight out of the game, and yeah, I took with the bishop, not the queen, because I like where the queen is right there, and also this bishop is good there because if I ever get to attack this pawn with another piece, then after I can just move this pawn and attack that. Then I can just move this pawn right here, and the bishop will attack that pawn. So everything is going great so far. Here I realize what my opponent is trying to do. He played that move to try to bait me to playing this move. And if I played that move, it would have been a mistake. I realized this in the game because it will allow my opponent to play this move. And that move is so annoying because obviously if I take, then he eats all my rooks. He eats all my rooks. And if I don't take, then now my opponent has a very strong pawn, which is just 2 steps away from promoting, which I really do not like. So I decided, oh, since my opponent wants to push that pawn, the best move must be to castle, because now I can play this move next. I can play this move with the f6. So we played that move. Then after my opponent just went for this setup, now I can play this move, because if he pushes, I can take. See, my computer was confused there for a second. It was like, is that not an inaccuracy? But no, it's a great move. So after this move, I realized if I push that pawn, my opponent, of course, my opponent's not gonna take it. If I can pin this pawn in the center, this pawn of his in the center, then I can take this pawn, and then after I can take back with the queen and start a very deadly attack on my opponent. So that's why the best move in this position, I played rook to e1, because after that move, the threat, for example, let's say my opponent plays something random, then now I can win both of these pawns. I can win both of these pawns since his pawn is pinned to the king. He can't take my queen. He can't take my queen. So that's basically the threat, and I'm also going to win this pawn. There's no way he can defend it. There's literally no way. If he plays this, I take with the bishop. If he defends with the queen, I pin it and win it. So that was a very wonderful move by me. So I played this move. My opponent let me do what I was planning. So I pinned the... Wait, that was a mistake. Why was that a mistake? I didn't know. Oh, it's an inaccuracy, not a mistake. Okay, never mind. So I pinned... Why was the best move? H5. Why was H5 the best move? Oh, H5 is the best move because you don't want the opponent to go in front. Alright. So I played this move. I played this rook to e1, e8. This move is only a great move if my opponent doesn't take the pawn. But if my opponent takes the pawn, then that rook move was basically kind of useless. So my opponent let me do it. My opponent let me take his pawn, and since his other pawn is pinned, I can win everything. Now I realized this and I was like, oh my god, I might just beat my opponent, and there's nowhere the opponent can go after this. So I took this pawn, took the other pawn, then wait a minute, what's happening? Why is my... Okay guys, finally fixed it. So I played this rook move, which is an inaccuracy, but it's only a really good move if your opponent doesn't take your pawn. But if my opponent took my pawn, then it would have been a different story, because I would have still had the advantage. Now I have a 1.5 advantage, a negative 1.5 advantage, but I would have still had the advantage. So my opponent allowed me to do that, allowed me to do everything I was just planning to do. So I did it. I took the pawn, and after he took back, which is an inaccuracy by the way, I took back the pawn. Then after moving right here, now my opponent is completely losing because I have checkmate in 5 moves. So I played rook takes, which is probably not the best move. I think queen takes was better, because rook takes leads to a mate in 12, but queen takes was a mate in 5. But I saw a very brilliant plan right here, which is just which is just so unbelievable, and this is why I say this was my best game ever. Because when I played this, when I played after queen takes here and my opponent played that move, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. I saw something that you guys are about to see in a couple moves right here. I did not see the checkmate in 5, unfortunately, but I saw this wonderful sequence of moves, which is just so amazing. Because here my opponent only has one move, as you can see. My opponent only has one move, which is, or he can block with the queen, but obviously he's not gonna do that, which is to play queen to d2. And this is where most people will kind of mess up, because first of all, the king is trying to get away. The king is trying to get away to the back. So if you play something, let's let's first cancel out all the moves. Now if you just move the rook somewhere, let's say you move the rook somewhere here and you give the king a discover check, though you still have the advantage, that kind of loses the advantage because you're letting your opponent go. You're letting your opponent go, and after this check, the opponent can wait. I mean, you're still winning. This is how good the position is. But the move that just the knockout punch immediately, that doesn't need any calculation, is this move right here. This is a brilliant move. Cause the reason why this is a brilliant move, first of all, it's a double check, the queen and the rook. So the opponent cannot take the rook with the queen. It's impossible because it's a double check. The opponent cannot move the king this side because this is mate. The opponent only has one move, which is to take the rook. And as you can see, the bishop is right there. Though the best move is check, then after the king moves, this is mate. Wait, why was that the best move? This. Yep. Then this is, then we have mate somewhere. Oh, that's a mess. Okay, let's just go back. This, no.
You left your rook hanging, but there's a good plan.
This was a brilliant move because after the opponent takes, I played this move and the opponent only has one good move. One move which is right there, and after check, it's just a knockout punch. Your opponent has nowhere to go, only can block with the queen, and then I just take the queen, and this is mate. And yeah, only one move, which is right there, and this is mate. Or even you can just mess around with him and play that, and this is mate. So this was a very wonderful game by me. I played 22 moves, no mistake, just one inaccuracy, and a game rating of 2000 to 2000, 1000, 2050. So, yeah, very beautiful game of chess. And yeah, this was basically a game right here. Boom. That move right there was the knockout punch that my opponent just boomed him. So yeah, please subscribe if you watch till the end. Make sure to subscribe because I have a very wonderful dream of trying to reach 100 subscribers before the end of this month, and I'm gonna upload every single day until we hit that goal. So if you're new here, please subscribe because we are trying to hit 100 subscribers. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.